Hey everyone, welcome back. So we're back working with the Fabrikat by Pladask Elektrisk, and today we're doing 4 more algorithms. We're doing algorithms 5 through 8, so let's just dive right in. Okay, this is Bank 1, algorithm number 5, and it's called Time Stretch Random Pendulum. So let's get a loop going. And this is a pretty simple loop. I just feel like this is going to show this next set of patches a little better than if it's something more complex. Okay, so basically on this one, parameter 1 determines your random direction generation rate. And according to the manual, it's from 0 to 10 hertz. So that tells me it's a slower rate and it's a faster rate. And this alternates between stretching your audio forward or in reverse in a random sequence. So let's start listening to this. Once again, I'm going to crank the mix so you can really hear what it's doing. So I explained about parameter 1, and that determines the random direction generation rate. So parameter number 2 is the time stretching speed. So at the maximum position, your audio is at the minimum position, your audio is frozen, and at the maximum, you get regular speed playback. So that's regular speed playback. And this is frozen audio. Now, of course, all of this interacts with the loop. So I kind of crank this up to where it's really freezing the audio in the buffer. So now we can hear it a little better. So again, this is the time stretching speed. So this is, from whatever it grabbed, this is the regular speed playback. As you can hear, I've got this cranked now, so this is the fastest random direction generation rate. Let's take the loop back and let's try to dial it in a little more musically, because it's actually a very beautiful patch here. I actually really like this one kind of dialed back in the mix. It just feels like there's a river of your own sound happening underneath your signal. All right, let's make it go crazy. Okay, now we're on algorithm number 6, and this is called the freeze scrub with spread. Okay, so let's just listen to it. Again, we have the same loop. So just kind of the basic setting of the pedal. It almost sounds like a weird glitchy reverb sitting behind it. But again, I'm going to crank the mix. You can really hear what this thing's doing. Okay, so parameter number 1 is grain randomization. So this is going to adjust the fluidity of the freeze effect. And it's static at minimum. So this is no randomization of the freeze effect. This is as random as it gets. Now, parameter 2 sets the window position, and this is for performing manual sample scrubbing and time stretching. So, just so you can kind of get an idea what this does. And I think the concept is that there's a window of the freeze, and it's, it's scrubbing through that as you turn it. So this seems like it's more, on this type of algorithm, it seems like P2, and by the way, this same kind of functionality is going to happen for a few of them. It seems like it's intended to, be used with an expression controller. You just bend down and start turning this while it's frozen something. Let's really grab a frozen sound, and we can hear it. Now you're hearing it more like a window, letting you hear various parts of the frozen sound. So you hear that? So this is moving the window. Let's randomize it more and hear what that does. So I feel like cranking the loop knob on this setting, and anything with kind of a window position, control on P2, I feel like it's intended to kind of have the loop really freezing something in there. That's pretty crazy. Well, you know what we're going to do next, right? We're going to listen to the feedback and hear how that interacts. However, it's frozen, so you're not going to hear it. So let's open up the DSP in here. So now we're on algorithm number 7, and this is freeze scrub with pitch shifting. So let's run our loop again. Let's hear what it does. Now, I'm going to crank the mix once again. So parameter number 1 does transposition. So we can go down an octave all the way to up an octave. I actually really like that. Now, parameter number 2 does the same thing as in the last algorithm, and that means it sets the window position of the freeze. So basically, you're turning this and you're performing manual sample scrubbing and time stretching. Now let's try to really grab something here. And now when you scrub, you can hear a little more clearly that that window is moving through the sampled audio. And I hope I'm right about that, because I think that's correct. I'm trying my best to explain this, and I'm pretty sure that's right. this control P1 would be great with an expression pedal on this particular patch to just like do dive bombs and that kind of thing. And of course, you know what's coming. We got crank the feedback knob and see what happens. And this is the magic of the pedal in a nutshell, because listen to that, and that came from that. And finally, we're at our last algorithm of the day, and it's algorithm 8 of Bank 1. This one's called Beat Repeater. So let's listen to our loop. Okay, so parameter number 1, let's turn on, is the window/grain size. So this is the size of the memory buffer segment that is continuously repeated, and it goes from 10 to 1,000 milliseconds. So you're going to be able to get some delay sounds with this one. So this is non-randomized, the grain system here. So it gives it kind of a harsh and static quality. Now P2 here is much like the last ones, whereas it sets the window position. And actually, let's crank the mix now. I'm almost afraid to turn this feedback knob. This is one of those patches that you can just turn knobs on for about 20 minutes and you just keep discovering new little areas that do cool things. And the minute you introduce feedback into it, it becomes just very sensitive. I have to say, after playing around with this a little more, the mix knob is such a great idea for this, especially with the EQ, right? EQ doesn't affect the, clean signal coming in, which is great. So you can put something insane and dark and weird or really glassy under your main sound. And if you can find a way to control it, not have it go completely crazy on you, you can get these cool textures floating under your guitar. And that's if you don't want to use it as a very extreme effect, but a more subtle effect. There's a whole world to this pedal when you use it that way. So I'm pretty excited to check out the next batch of algorithms. That I did a video that's under 45 minutes on a pedal. I'm so happy about it. Next week, we're doing 4 more algorithms off of this same pedal. So if you love this pedal, please check back and I'll see you then. Thanks again.